My name is Idris Ibrahim Halilu. I have been the coordinator and spokesman of FCT Abuja-based IDPs camps. And of course, there are 18 camps scattered all over the 6 area councils of the FCT. I also double and still could double as the coordinator of Abuja IDPs Health Project. I'm a resident of Durumi IDP camps. As human beings, we're entitled to right of living. Then the right to life, the next week is shelter, which is a problem. Then feeding remains a big problem, especially at this occasion of the pressure on the economy. Then, in fact, and indeed, the health challenges, as I told you, I coordinate the Abuja IDPs Health Project. As at the last 3 years till date, no IDP is welcome in any hospital in Abuja. And I had dialogue with the Asokoro District Hospital, Use General Hospital, National Hospital, Garki Hospital, or Federal Medical Centers in FCT. And I want to tell you that even emergency cases and serious cases were rejected by the hospital. And why I asked why, they said the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and IDPs, which was created over 30 years ago, could not pay their hospital bills. It's unfortunate that a woman in labor, pregnant woman in labor, a victim of a domestic accident or automotive accident cannot be welcomed or victim of robbery by the hospitals. So that means it's sad development. So what I'm saying is I've repeatedly said it that that the National Commission could not pay the bills. As at now, I have about 12 or 15 critical cases, 14-year-old, 6-year-old, 12-year-old, out of school because of minor leg injury, who are critical condition and nobody is helping and nobody is ready to help. And it's part of the reasons sometimes I stay awake at night. Well, 99% of the food we eat in Abuja comes from individuals and NGOs, not the government. And 99% of the clothes we wear is also from individuals and not NGOs. So, and I want to tell you, there's so many IDPs go to bed with an empty stomach. Some are fed twice in a day. Even years ago, not talk of now, some feed once in a day. And that's why when you see an IDP, you recognize an IDP physically when you see one. I don't know some of them, but when I saw them, I told my partner, I said, these are IDPs. That time, just a few entered. We can see it, we can read it, we can know. So that as for feeding, which is critical, and you know, the result of this is neglecting the IDPs does not augur well for the future of this country. I have said it, I'm repeating it today, that the entire displaced persons who number to about 4.5 to 5 million, not the 2 million plus the government is talking about. The 2 million plus are from only the northeastern regional zone. You understand what I mean? Ignoring them on all these issues I've raised does not augur well, because these are people who pass through a lot of trauma, rejected, traumatized by the events. You understand what I mean? Then at the same time, now neglected and hungry. I'll give you an example. I'm an ex-teacher. You understand what I mean? At the Durumi camp, the school closed since 2017. The primary school, what we have there in place is only nursery school. 2017, we had a full-fledged primary school, class 1 to 6. We had the complements of teachers. And to say we couldn't afford even stipends for volunteer teachers. And my appeals to the FCT Education Secretariat, to the Federal Ministry of Education, to the National Director of the NYSC, to help us with teachers, doctors for the clinics we have there, and so on, fell on deaf ears. So as far as we are concerned, we have tried to reach out to the government. We have explained our problem, and nothing has been done. So why I say so, at my age, I can enjoy a lot. But I cannot see an 8-year-old that escaped. Today is 20-year-old. Been hungry for the last 12 years. A 21-year-old now is 32 or 33. You understand what I mean? And those coming up in the environment, that has led to certain behavior, abnormal behavior in the interpersonal relationships, IDP to IDP, husband to wife, brother to brother, sister to sister, friend to friend. The more you see us, you know these are IDPs. So that trauma has torn us into another creation. You understand what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is that that frustration, that lack, that denial makes one to go into different things to survive. To survive. So some are going into false prostitution. You understand what I mean? Sex for food. You understand what I mean? And a lot of things are happening. Some have ventured into criminalities outright. And if you can see your child cannot go to school and the neighborhood, children are going to school and come back. And that's what I mean. If it took 7 years of my appeal for primary school that had collapsed, if you go, you see a beautiful classroom built by 3 NYSC members who sourced for funds and bought burnt bricks, bought zinc and everything and paid for labor. Beautiful classroom is there. Only 8 months after they handed over, the school closed. And in comparison, if you go and see what an NGO has done with the National Commission, built a bamboo classroom that has not been put into use again. You understand what I mean? I don't want to talk much on that because it's a sad story. But the truth is, let His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the father of the nation, and Her Excellency, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, the mother of the nation, know one thing. A child is a child. Is first a human being before he becomes a son or she becomes a daughter. So let them stand and be remembered for their helping to stabilize the IDPs, because that criminal enterprise that is now employing, an idle man is the devil's workshop. So let them stand and be remembered. Otherwise, I'm sorry to say it, some of these young men are ready to take up arms against the Boko Haram. Nobody has helped them to take up arms. And some of them now are willing to, even how can somebody give them a gun now? They want to turn against the society. I arrived here as 2 years. I'm now 70, I'm above 70. So I know what I have heard, what I'm hearing every day from the young ones. I used to be angry at a stage. I will stop being angry because I have to be realistic about the situation. Hungry, unfed, unclothed, without keys, and a lot of people have found this IDP, have turned it into an enterprise. They've, designed a program. They come, beautiful one. They call you, we will give you skill empowerment, we will train you. Sometimes they give skill acquisition knowledge to about 50 people, and by the time they finish, they give empowerment to only maybe 5. Understand? And some of these skill acquisition training, if you don't put them into practice, you understand what I mean? You can easily forget them, especially when it has to do with the chemicals, soap making and whatnot. So you can see in that area too, we have been abused and used by local and international NGOs. I'm sad to say that it's not that we are not being protected from by the government or the people of Nigeria against such NGOs. I can tell you boldly that a woman withdrew teachers in 2017 early without notice. And it happened just 2 weeks ago. Exactly on Wednesday, it was 2 weeks ago. You understand what I mean? That an NGO removed, for the nursery one, nursery school, so they removed their furniture. Before I got to know, it was 6 days. I said, what of this classroom? They didn't open school. They said, no, the people have cast, and you didn't tell me they have moved their things, their property, and the teachers. So you can see how people come at will, open whatever, and they leave at will.